My name is Bradford Loomis, and I am a touring, recording, performing artist out of Nashville, Tennessee. And in my career, I do a lot of unique shows, a lot of house shows, special events all over the country, whether it's weddings, funerals, backyard parties, whatever. Well, I've been touring through the Midwest, and it was my first time playing in the St. Louis area, and so I was looking for a unique show. I got in touch with a woman there who offered to host a show, but told me that her apartment was pretty small, so she didn't think she could do a house show, but she had an idea if I was game to try something new. And so I said, sure, what are you thinking? She said, well, I volunteer at a men's maximum security prison, and if you'd be interested, I know the fellows would love to have some music, and I think it'd make a pretty impactful day. And so I've never experienced anything like that. I said, sure, let's try it. And so we went through all the procedures that you need to go through, turned in the paperwork, got the background check. And the day of the event, on the way there, my friend told me, she said, now, just so you know, today you're going to meet a variety of individuals. There's going to be men that are in prison for rape, murder, child molestation, you name it. And I'm not going to tell you who did what. Honestly, that kind of threw me off a little bit. And I didn't really know what to make of it or why she was telling me that. But we got there about 2 hours early, and we got to have a guided behind the scenes tour. And I got to see kind of how the prison basically functions. And I got to meet some gentlemen, both the prison guards as well as the inmates. During the course of the day, I had a pretty profound experience, and I would say life-changing experience. And I got to meet some of the inmates, including a gentleman by the name of Lance Shockley. Well, fast forward a couple of years, and I'm coming back through the St. Louis area, and I got back in touch with my friend, and she said, hey, what are your plans for tomorrow? And I said, well, I have a show tomorrow night, but during the day, I'm wide open. What are you thinking? She said, well, Lance has an appeal for his case. I'm going to go. Would you like to tag along? And so I said, sure. So we got up at 5 a.m. and drove 3 hours to come to this little courtroom. And as soon as we walked in, I was struck with how intense the environment was. The tension was palpable. Now, keep in mind, I still didn't know what Lance had been accused of. And half the room was filled with police officers in their dress uniforms. And keep in mind, I still have no idea what Lance had been tried for or been accused of. And over the course of the next 3 hours, as I sat there, I got to hear all the details and was pretty blown away and dismayed by how little it took for people to find him, for anyone to find him guilty, let alone give him the death penalty. I was shocked to hear there was no physical evidence. There was no eyewitness evidence. The details were very scant. And this is my first interaction with this type of situation. I've been to court for a speeding ticket. But I was really, really blown away by how little it took to find someone guilty. And so at the break, as I'm just kind of sitting and reflecting, two things struck me. One, as I was shaking Lance's hand and he was thanking us for being there, I think one of his relatives came up and handed him a little script of paper, and all it said was Jeremiah 29:11. And from memory, he recited it. He said, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." I didn't feel compelled to try to decide for myself whether he was innocent or guilty. I didn't necessarily feel like taking a side. But I left that day not feeling great about the way our judicial system works, for certain. And over the course of the rest of that tour, I got to sit in that and think about what it all meant. And one thing struck me slowly. It dawned on me. The reason my friend at that first meeting didn't tell me who did what or what they were accused of is because she didn't want me to see the men for the things that they'd been accused of. She wanted me to be able to see their humanity. And for the rest of that tour, I thought deeply about that and reflected on it. And I realized I always want to be seen in my life at the end of my days as more than my worst day, more than the worst thing I've ever done. And so I walked away from that tour, got home and wrote this song called Stories. And it's motivated, it was inspired by Lance Shockley and getting to meet him and getting to know him a little bit. So in any event, my name is Bradford Loomis, and thank you for listening to my song Stories. Thanks. So I heard about Jesus on the radio, and I was humming along like it was a song that I've always known. I can never get past my circumstance. I'm a recidivist with a desperate wish for one last chance. But if I could hear you breathing just this once, if I could hear you breathing just this once, so tell me your story and I'll tell you mine. We'll sing them like a song about how love just wasn't right. I've been waiting on my heart like a door to find. I'm so tired of giving up one breath at a time. I know it's hard for someone to change, but the promise we made is like a crowded parade I just can't escape. And I've never known what it meant. I've got nothing to give, just this moment to live, but maybe that's well spent. But if I could hear you breathing just this once, if I could hear you breathing just this once, so tell me your story and I'll tell you mine. We'll sing them like a song about how love just wasn't right. I've been waiting on my heart like it's all divine. Oh, I'm so tired of giving up one breath at a time. I swear I won't stop now. I'll push on through till I don't know how. I'll bury the old me in the grave. I'm never giving up. I won't quit now. I've not had enough. I'm drinking down this bitter cup.
So tell me your story, and I'll tell you mine. We'll sing them like a song about how love just wasn't right. I've been waiting on my heart, like it's hard to find. I'm so tired of giving up one breath at a time.